Hey, hey, Rita and Tammy, coming to you from Arizona, the beautiful state of Arizona. It's so sunny and wonderful out. And we want to talk today about how to break the habit of being you and stop conforming. So, the way that conforming works is that it makes you feel like you're part of a group, right? It gives you this feeling and sensation that you belong and that you're included. However, if it's not your purpose and your goal,
Yes,
you're not going to be happy.
exactly. Wow. What I just got lit up with was that, growing up, we pick up the values of our parents, the values of our church, the values of our community, and we try to make them our own, right? We try to make, and then it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And we're not creating authenticity because maybe you believe something different. Maybe something happens in it and it's not that traumatic, but if you don't act like it's traumatic, your parents are going to be like, don't you love me? Like, you should suffer with me.
Right.
So you conform. So we conform to other people's likes and dislikes. We conform to other people's opinions.
Yes.
And then I think what's interesting is when you try to break out of the conformity, you start feeling like, oh, is this the right thing to do? Because you're leaving the
alone.
nest.
Nobody will be with me. It's going to be different than everyone else. I might starve and be on the streets, right? And that's common concerns that happen as soon as people aren't conforming and aren't living in the manner of everyone else. And I think personally, as you were talking, I was thinking about my mom. She used to tell me, you'll don't do that, you'll hurt their feelings, or you'll make them sad. When you said that, you made them sad. And here I am, and an innocent, in my mind, an innocent child, not understanding. And that's one thing that causes people pleasing, and people pleasing is a way of conformity. It really is. You want other people to be happy around you, and I do want that, but not at my expense, that I'm responsible for their feelings, right?
I love that, at my expense. That was a thing that helped me to start getting out of the conformity mindset, because yes, you want to do things for other people. You want to be of service for other people. And I get that. And I'm totally that. But when it's starting to cause at my expense, like it's starting to cause suffering or misalignment, because that's not really what I want to do, but you're doing it.
Mhm.
When you start looking at it through your expense, I think that is another window of seeing, like, okay, what am I really doing that is costing me my livelihood, my vitality, my drive in life?
Yeah, exactly. Because being out of conformity causes anxiety, worry, stress, all of these things that will build in us. And that program that's in our brain it's like pushing a button in your brain, and it says, oh, be worried. They might not like you. They'll think this about you. You won't be as good as them. You won't be. And all of these thoughts start reacting from a place of when you were a child. And so we always say, change your childhood memories.
Yeah.
This is what we do that makes the most impact effortlessly for people, because if that memory is changed, then you automatically react differently. You're in a different program. You're able to make choices. And we have the stop technique below for just taking a little bit more of your control back over your emotions. So when you feel that drive to conform, like, oh, if I don't wash my car, my neighbors are going to think I'm filthy, or, oh no, if my grass is too long, they're going to, all right. As soon as you think that, whatever you think that they're going to think, I say it about myself. I'm like, I am filthy. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Right. Like, that's my concern.
Yeah.
And if I let go of my own concern, then I can focus on what I really want, and I can also get into action. So that's what has worked for me. The stop technique is super powerful for telling my brain, you want to feel like this, feel like this, feel like this, feel like this, just catching every moment, capturing every thought, as you say, and directing it back to what do you want to feel like on the inside? Who do you want to be? And then from that, your actions line up.
Yeah, conformity is so comforting. It's just how the brain, it's one of the 10 commandments, I call them the 10 commandments from our training, is that we created an identity, right? We created because we needed, as little people, you needed to conform, because those are the people that were going to feed you. Those were the people that were going to love on you. And you decided to conform to get what you thought you wanted at that time.
Or to live.
Yeah. And that's how the brain does it. That's
right.
what the brain does. But look, now you're a conscious human being. Now you're an adult, and now you have choices. And when we're not making choices because we're using someone else's value system, we're trying to conform to someone else's beliefs, you might get stuck, you might get stagnant, you might get depressed, because you're like, there's no movement forward. Right. There's no you, that
no expression of yourself.
Expression, exactly. There's no self-expression, because you're expressing someone else's mindset, someone else's fear, someone else's belief system. So be conscious and be aware of, like, where are you conforming? How are you conforming? And conformity comes in like little minute things. They're like, it's so woven into your personality, into your emotions, into your behaviors, it's so woven in there that you don't even think you're conforming. You think, I don't know what you think.
I mean, you eat 3 times a day. You know, there's these automatic things that you learned. And
oh yeah. I remember when I first was introduced to fasting, just don't eat for 16 hours was like, that's insane. How can people do that? And it's like been the best thing ever, because it actually allows your body to rest and digest, and we're not stuffing it with retail food or boxes or cans of stuff. And I had conformed with the three times a day. You have to have your breakfast, you have to have lunch, your dinner, or conforming to having your children at the hospital. Look, guys, I didn't have my children at the hospital. They're fine. I'm thinking, why am I going to conform to that? Women have been having babies for billions of years.
And what did you hear? Because this is so fascinating. When I found out Rita had home births, I had home births too. So we're both home birthing moms. And what do you hear? The stories you hear when you're not going to conform and do it like everybody else. Oh my goodness. Like,
yeah, there was a lot of fear. I think it's mostly fear in people. And so that's why you get educated. This is why it's important to get the information, get the knowledge that you need to make your decision. Right. And so I remember my husband, he's all like, that's not acceptable. And I'm like, oh, well, I just won't call you. I'll just have the baby at home and you won't know because you'll be at work. And so he's all like, had lost power there. So we took responsibility. This is the other thing, is you have to take responsibility. Right. And most of us don't. Look, it's easier to let the doctors take care of it. It's easier to let other people take care of you. But I knew that I had to be responsible for my pregnancy, my children's birth, and what I did or did not do after that. Right. Yeah. And so taking responsibility, again, get educated, right? Get educated, know that those are your decisions, and they're not based out of fear. Guys, let me tell you, do not make decisions based out of fear, right? Because you hear it from your parents all the time growing up, do this, do this, do this. And now you're like afraid. So you just do it because they did it. And then you have no power because you're stuck with someone else's value.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Powerful stuff. Conforming will leave you
high and dry.
At the end of your life, I believe it's going to leave you with regrets. And how do you live without regrets is to find that find the purpose, find your inner passion, find your big, huge dream, and then be moving towards it.
Yeah. Earl Nightingale says, success is a progressive realization of a worthwhile dream. Yeah. And that dream has to be big enough that your brain, because look, you're activating that part of your brain called the reticular activation, right? And it's so big that everything that you do is towards that ideal focus. And things are going to happen in the interim, but your bigger picture is over there. And when you do that, there's so much energy to that.
Right.
The right people start coming in, the right activities start happening. You get a little more excited because there's a worthwhile progressive goal that you want and that you want to achieve for yourself or for your family, or to be able to donate to other people, give other people a service. I think that, and that's breaking the conformity. Sometimes we have to break the conformity of our own stories.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, isn't anything worthwhile out of conformity? Maybe something to think about.
Well, yeah, because you're coming out of your own conformity, right? Because if you're like, okay, $1 million, that is my goal, $1 million, and I want to have $1 million because I want to have a residual income of 60,000. I think that would be totally fun, where you have $1 million and that money's making you money, and now you have 60,000 in residual income. And so breaking it down has been so much fun. It's like, it's so tangible and so doable, and it's giving service, being of service to other people, and they value what you give them. And so it's aligning yourself with giving and receiving.
Reciprocity, the law of reciprocity. It is a law.
It is a law.
It works like gravity. So awesome. Well, like, share, subscribe, and do comment below on what is it that maybe you're afraid to not conform with. Like, just give us that one word. What is it that you're driven to do, but it's out of conformity, and you're dealing with the ramifications of that? And let's walk through it together. Let's help you reach your big, audacious goal.
Yeah. And just notice how you're conforming. You conform to your feelings. You conform to your emotions. You conform to your body. I'm tired, so you conform. I'm sad, so you conform. I'm mad, so you conform. I'm excited, so you conform. So just watch how we're already doing it to ourselves, against ourselves, conforming for the price or for the cost of what? Comfort? Temporary comfort?
Safety.
Fitting in.
Is that what you want to fit in with?
Yeah, guys.
Good question. All right. Click those notifications. You'll know when we go live next time. Know that you are worth it. You're worth stepping out in that worth